Welcome back. You're watching Takeover on NTV, Africa's biggest tech conversation and show. Let's now finish off with the tech tip of the week and just end the show at that point. Welcome back. This week's tech tip is proudly sponsored and brought to you by Samsung Electronics, a globally renowned consumer electronics maker. For 19 years now, we'll be talking to someone about that shortly. But why we are here today is to give you tips on how to use your QLED TV. If you've been following tech news and if you're a consumer of a lot of technological content, then you know about light emitting diodes. So that is LED. But now we're talking about quantum dot. And Samsung has stepped that up to give us NEO QLED. I'm not the expert here. I'm your presenter and your certified yapper. Let me introduce to you just the gentleman for that. Sam, great to see you.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, NTV team. My name is Samuel Odhiambo. I'm in charge of consumer electronics business for Kenya at Samsung Electronics South Africa.
Very nice.
So consumer electronics is TV, home appliances, and air conditioning equipment.
Great. Competition out there claims for a long time that they have also been producing QLED and OLED and the like. Why is Samsung saying that the first one to produce the real QLED televisions?
Interesting question. So I'll take you back. So TV, as we know it today, is as close to 100 years old.
Yes.
And I think in the past few decades, the development have been enormous. So QLED was first developed by Samsung about 10 years ago.
Wow.
2015.
2015, yeah.
Commercially became available from 2018. So there has been a lot of talk out here about other prototypes, should I call them? QLED is quantum dot. That's really what the Q is about.
Yeah.
Then, of course, LED is LED. So this is light emitting diode.
Yeah.
Nikiingia kwa sayansi kidogo, that is. All right?
Allowed.
So what happens is TV technology has a lot that goes in the background, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So in between your panel and the backside, there is definitely a lot of science that goes in there.
Sure.
So quantum dot essentially means they are nanoscale particles, semiconductor particles that are shown light. So at the back of the TV, there's a backlight unit with materials that accept lights, and a lot goes on in terms of programming for you to get the actual pictures. So QLED, the quantum light emitting diode, was actually first developed by Samsung 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
But since then, there have been many other games in between.
Okay.
And I think I'm proud to still tell you that we still remain the genuine suppliers and the genuine producers of this technology. And because our intention really is to guarantee you the best picture quality, and quantum dot essentially is built to achieve that.
To achieve that.
Correct.
Umeanza na ubaya.
Si ubaya.
And speaking of kukuja na ubaya, I love the way there's innovation at the center of everything that we have witnessed here today.
Correct.
I mean, we love the fact that you've evolved from just QLED and now you have NEO QLED.
Correct.
What's the difference?
So maybe I'll start with NEO. I don't know whether this is not particular with this industry or with Samsung.
Proceed.
You've heard of NEOs in other industries.
Yeah.
So NEO loosely is new engine option.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what NEO is all about. So we are talking about new engine option.
So all of this is just mnemonics. New engine
mnemonics,
option,
yes.
Quantum dot, light emitting diodes.
Lakini hatutaki kwenda kwa hiyo science yote.
Kisungu.
Anyway. So NEO, so new engine option, quantum light emitting
diode.
So
8K.
Of course, previously moments ago, we talked about QLED, right?
Sure, yeah.
So NEO is actually the advanced version of what QLED is. So what happens is QLED, of course, as I've said, is quantum dot technology in terms of production of the lights and the pictures that we see. So NEO is an advancement of that. So what happens is there is a whole matrix in terms of those quantum dots.
Yeah.
Okay. Plus what we're calling mini LEDs. So there are thousands of them. For a picture to basically show on your screen vile tunaona sahi.
Yeah.
It's this simple. You know, you and me and an average consumer will basically enjoy this.
Certainly.
But there's a lot going huko nyuma. So what happens is NEO QLED is an advancement of what Samsung did in 2018 with QLED. Right?
Yeah.
So we've developed a whole matrix. Kizungu kubwa tena.
Kisungu kubwa.
If you remember
Very
your
much alive.
maths, zile za high school. So
Yeah.
this is a whole matrix of those quantum dots plus what we are calling mini LEDs. So light emitting diodes, thousands of them.
Yeah.
Brought together to give us what we are calling NEO QLED. What we end up with is basically a 4K and an 8K, screen resolution.
Okay.
So unakumbuka TV yetu ya kitambo ile ya mchele.
Yes.
So that was standard definition. So from standard definition, the TV technology has actually moved to high definition, to full high definition, and then to 4K.
4K, yeah.
And then now 8K. So QLED and NEO QLED are actually playing in that 4K and 8K category. So that's primarily the difference between the two.
Great. So that has just been a bit of a crash course on film. Crash course on film and technology. So 4K, 8K, those are picture qualities. But now we are talking about the output. Speaking of output, this is we're standing before an 85-inch TV set.
Sure.
Take us through this, sir.
So
it's your flagship, right?
This is our flagship.
Yeah.
Okay. This is 8K NEO QLED.
Okay.
Right? So basically the NEO QLED that I've talked about.
Yeah.
So what happens is, first, just to let our consumers know, this shouldn't scare you. We have created options in terms of ni nini customer nataka.
Yeah.
Based on your pocket, we can give you from 55 inches.
Very nice.
All the way up.
Yeah.
And actually from this year, when we make our new models available in the second half of this year, kutakuwa mpaka na 43 inches.
Very nice.
So all the way up to 100 inches.
Yeah.
So we are basically, one, catering for every pocket, and two, ensuring that every living room or every viewing area has a size that fits it, right? So from 43 all the way to 100 inches. Yeah. So this is NEO QLED 8K. This is our top. There has been talk about the 8K resolution itself. Yeah. So as I've said, the idea here, and from a Samsung perspective, because we are the best in this industry, Samsung has led this game for 19 years.
19 years now.
That's not a small feat.
That's not a small feat, yeah.
So what we are trying to achieve with this is ensuring that what the director intends for you to see, vile majama wetu wako hapo, what they are seeing with their naked eyes, in terms of what I'm assuming they have the best of eyesight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When I shoot a video or I take a photo,
the output
is what Samsung is trying to ensure, that the 8K TV gives you that same output from wherever it was shot. Vietnam, LA, wherever. Ikikuja hapa Nairobi, I need you to see what that producer was seeing in terms of the content that you're watching on the TV. There's talk about whether this content is readily available. That's a genuine concern. The truth of the matter is, the current movie houses and lots of producers internationally are going to the levels of producing 8K content. Right? Some of the most renowned international sports events, Olympics, very soon will be shot in 8K. 8K, yeah. The last Olympics, I think in Tokyo, Japan, previously just after COVID, there was an attempt at shooting that in 8K. Yeah. So gradually, easy content zitaanza kutokea. But what the Samsung NEO QLED TV does with that content is, it upgrades, right? If I have my Kamchele TV, there is an attempt at improving that quality. It's better than what the TV can give you when you have an 8K. So there is an upgrading of sorts that goes on.
Love that. And talk to us about the color schemes briefly also. The color schemes that are on output with this 8K 85-inch unit. Correct.
So vile nilisema tukianza, you see what goes on when you are doing quantum dot technology, all right? Those dots, in terms of backlight processing to give you the image, there is what in Samsung we've managed to achieve. It's called 100% color volume. All right? Kizungu kubwa ingine hapo. So what happens, just loosely as it says, 100% color volume.
Color volume, yeah.
So what the natural image, what the natural scene looks like is what this TV tries to get you
to achieve,
to get you to. So, so perfect picture quality, greatest luminance. So this is essentially the brightness part. And other thing that goes on with this NEO QLED, and only Samsung has managed to achieve this, is that we've done away with what we are calling the burn-in effect. So for some of the QLEDs, purported ones in the market, so unaona vile image inakaa sahi. After so many hours of watching this bit, for example, Infinity One design, itakwama kwa hii screen na umesonga to the next thing. That is called burn-in effect. So Samsung has done away with that. So our QLED guaranteed confirmed
Guaranteed.
perfect quality.
Great. You have a 24-month warranty on such units.
Sure.
What other incentives or benefits do consumers get by buying the NEO QLED TV?
Now, at Samsung, we take customer service very seriously.
Yeah.
Because right from the design stage, what happens is when Samsung produces a product, it is not just because of the R&D guy feels this is the future.
Yeah.
We're also looking at what the final consumer will want. So our research and development processes are driven from bottom up. COE bottom up here. This is in terms of need assessment, right?
Yeah.
So from bottom up. So what happens with these TVs, alongside other categories in our Samsung portfolio, here in Kenya and beyond, is that in addition to increased warranty, standard is 12 months in most of the players in the industry. Samsung QLED TVs and other consumer electronics step up to premium level. We've done 24 months.
Wow.
Right? So that's basically to give you the peace of mind.
Okay.
But in addition, if you walk into a store like here now, we will not just give you this TV plus the 24-month warranty.
Yeah.
We'll offer you something additional we are calling signature service.
Wow.
All right?
Yeah.
So this is the next level in terms of customer care. So we will train you on how to use.
Yeah.
We don't assume everybody knows how to operate a TV.
Yeah.
So we'll train you how to use it. We'll pack it for you. We'll deliver it.
Wow.
All right? And we will install it.
Very nice.
Yes.
Let's finish off with the body styling and kit.
Yes.
It's very slim, sleek.
Yes.
What did you want to achieve with that in the manufacturing?
So what happens is, so this is what we are calling air slim design.
Yeah.
All right? We are big on aesthetics at Samsung. All right?
I noticed.
You noticed? Yeah. So we are big on aesthetics, right? So this is flat. Previously, we've even had curved models in the market, right?
Are they still under
we are no
production?
longer doing that, right?
Okay. Okay.
But still, even with a flat model, there are options of how to install it, right?
Okay.
It doesn't have to sit on a TV cabinet. Can have it on the wall.
Yeah.
And obviously, everybody will have a flat surface somewhere.
Okay.
So the air slim design is part of our key selling points for this model. All right. So the idea is to basically, if you look at this keenly, between the panel, the screen, and the frame of the TV is almost gone, right? We don't have a bezel really to talk about.
Yeah.
It fits in perfectly, right? Part of the aesthetics, we want to give you the very best so that you focus on watching the movie, man.
Or playing the games.
Playing the game, you know?
Yeah.
Wachana na
Cinematic
frame.
experience.
We don't need the frame, right? Cinematic experience. So watch the TV. So we've done away with the bezel to create the perfect air slim design that we're talking about. Something else I didn't mention. The QLED TVs at Samsung, because we are big on environmental protection. Okay? It's been a key driver for past few decades at Samsung. So most of the QLEDs we have in the market are not certified cadmium free. So cadmium is one of those heavy metals that are proven dangerous for human health. Okay? Yeah. So for the past 10 years, Samsung actually got certification in terms of our QLED technology that these are cadmium free. So we don't have issues around that affecting your human health. Something else, our remote control that works on this TV, again, in relation to the environmental mindfulness at Samsung, our remote control for this TV, alongside others, is what we are calling solar remote. Wow. You don't really have to worry about your what are they called? The dry cells, exactly.
Okay.
Zile tunagonga kwa kiti au unatafuta meza ndio imeisha.
Unauma ndio
ipate nguvu juu duka zimefungwa, unaona?
Yeah.
So we don't do that. So our solar cell remote basically need to be exposed to sunlight.
Wow.
Si ati unatoa nje. Hata hapo home. There'll be enough sunlight coming through the ventilations.
So sustainability
that sustainability is really big for us, okay?
Lovely.
So we take pride in all this, okay? And we've tried our best to make this available across all the leading retail outlets countrywide.
Talking of availability, this one is an 85-inch, so it's a high-end target market.
Yes.
You've spoken about availing other units,
other sizes,
43-inch, 32, I guess.
Yes.
How soon are we going to see this happening?
So currently, Samsung launches new models, especially for TVs, once every year. Okay. So the launches, or the launch in Kenya, I should say, will happen at the start of second half. Okay.
Yeah.
So currently, what we have Some of them will continue running, but there'll be additional ones. So in total, as we speak, we have from 55 inches all the way to 98 inches. QLED. In between, we have other resolutions, right? Ultra high definitions. We have full HDs as well. But for the QLEDs, NEO QLEDs, we'll have from 55 to 98. In another 2 months, we'll have from 43 all the way to 100 inches, all right? And the price points vary based on the sizes that you're looking at, right? We still haven't priced the 43 inches, but give or take, it will be about 60,000-70,000 thereabout.
Okay.
And then all the way to 1.1 million. Inalingana na size ya mfuko pia.
Na mfuko.
Na room vile inatokana. So,
so
we'll be okay. So we are trying to cover up for everybody, okay?
Yeah. There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something very important before we close. Very, very important. How this TV set works with accessories. And particularly where I'm driving towards this question is with regard to surround sound system.
Correct.
I am seeing a beautiful Samsung bar here.
Yes.
And it works well with the TV set.
Sure.
Would you speak to us about just how the sound system works in coherence to give a cinematic and a harmonious sound experience for the consumer?
Perfect. So Samsung also plays in the sound category, right? We have a whole ecosystem. I think we're probably the most horizontally and vertically integrated company in the world, right? We've not spoken about our handheld devices, for example, but in terms of our TVs and QLEDs and NEO QLEDs in particular, we have what we call our Samsung soundbars, again, available in different sizes. So what this soundbar has achieved with the Samsung QLED, both Samsung, is what we are calling Q Symphony. Okay? There's almost a synchronization of the two devices, right? So Bluetooth, we don't need cabling in any way to connect the two. But then what it achieves is with the Q Symphony and the sound system, that cinematic experience that you're looking at allows you to do other things, including noise cancellation.
Wow.
For example, right? So you're probably in a noisy space or some kids running around and all that kind of thing, but you're keen on getting that sound right and the TV sound right. So the two coming together does noise cancellation, allows you to really enjoy the best of what you can get from TV sound being projected on the sound devices.
So it gives you a unified sound experience.
Exactly. Harmonious, really.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Two things. AI is a big word in the tech field right now.
Yep.
Do we have any AI innovations coming up?
Yeah, we do. We do. Samsung is not really wasting time. So we've gone heavy in terms of artificial intelligence. This is really the future. I have my own concerns, right? I think nikaa tutakuwa lazy zaidi. But I think it is for the convenience of every customer. So Samsung has invested heavily in artificial intelligence. So these TVs, for example, can easily pair up and linked up with your smartphones, right? Okay, wow. It can act as a control center, plus thousands of other devices within Samsung ecosystem and outside ecosystem. So we have that artificial intelligence. It actually developed from about 5 years ago in something we called IoT. Okay, Internet of Things, and then Samsung. Of course, we had that inbuilt in some of our TVs then. So it has, of course, gone a notch higher into AI. So not just TVs, even in the appliances world, some of our home appliances have the AI feature in them, or washing machines. You simply link that up with your phone, put your laundry. Before you leave office, you know, turn the damn thing on. Ukifika home itakuwa imefua unangoa. What do you get? And the TV has those similar functionalities as well. So with the AI function acting centrally on your TV, you can link it up with your security cameras and all that kind of thing, and allows you, because this is the future and we are very well aware of it.
Amazing. Let's circle back a bit to health, particularly with regard to the color schemes. There's been concerns about eye problems, issues of the sight and the like, children consuming a lot of tech and the like. How is this NEO QLED set tackling that or assisting the consumer to manage the health of the eyes with that?
Good question. Of course, health component is critical. Not just from an eyesight point of view, but I guess you see from an overall lifestyle. So the panel design. So we are using what we are calling an open cell technology
Okay.
in the panel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Previously, even from a service point of view,
Yeah.
you had to replace the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
if somebody knocks it off.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, we are avoiding that. We're just replacing a portion of that panel.
Yeah.
They are layered or kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then in terms of eye,
Mm-hmm.
consciousness, of course, I don't expect you or myself to be sitting here watching this.
Yeah, for sure.
There's
yeah.
a recommended distance.
Distance, yes.
Right? So if I happen to have a smaller living space, there is a size recommendation that needs to go with that.
Okay.
So that we don't harm anyone.
Yeah.
But then if you have a bigger space, then of course you need to consider bigger screen. But then in terms of what I mentioned, so distance is one precaution that you need to take as an individual. That will affect you irrespective of whether it is Samsung or not.
Yeah.
But then from a Samsung perspective, on the NEO QLEDs and QLEDs is the cadmium-free certification that I told you that we've received, right?
Okay.
So this just doesn't allow us to have proper function with the TV, but also allows us to be mindful of the health hazards that arise from things like having you or a kid straying and watching closely, or probably a heat or something that breaks the screen.
Great.
Good.
So we're still talking about adaptability at the end.
Exactly.
That's it. Those are a lot of tech tips, I guess. That's
Useful.
a good point to leave it at, right?
Thank you.
Did you miss anything?
I think I would encourage every Kenyan, look out for the real QLED.
You know?
Okay? Look out for the real QLED. There are other ways to identify.
Yeah.
Walk into any of our leading retail stores.
Yeah.
Or come here to Rivers. This is one of our main players.
Yeah.
Housewares Paradise. Or any other leading retail outlet. And you will definitely be guided on how to identify what a real QLED looks like.
With the naked eye, assuming I'm an Otieno like myself,
yes.
How would you just know this is QLED and this is not original
So one,
QLED?
I think for TVs, I will really advise that you walk into an authorized retail store.
Correct.
That is one. You minimize the risk of picking something that is not real to a great extent.
Okay.
Then two, while you are there, because I'm assuming you are not buying these from some place off. You're probably there physically.
Yeah.
Check.
Yes.
So Samsung QLED TVs, there's a way we have coded them.
Yeah.
Right. To guide you whether this is genuine or this is not genuine. Okay. But then in that process, you better be asking questions. What is real about this?
Yeah.
And then of course the other bit is the picture clarity. This will speak for itself, right?
Yeah.
If it is not a real QLED, if you are able to pick this quickly,
to decipher.
Si dakika mingi utaona tu
Utaona tu
hapa
utasema
kuna kaukora hapa, unaona?
Cha niende nirudi.
But just be a truthful man. I think you'll find it.
A truthful man.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sam. That has been those are so many tech tips in one episode. I hope the viewer has the value they're looking for with regard to understanding which devices are legit, which consumer appliances actually would work for them, preserve their health, give them value for money, and of course, give them a good sound experience, which is something I'm heavy on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
So, and that's where we end it at for the tech tip of the week. Let's just close the show at that point. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure hosting this show today and telling you just about agentic AI and how it's going to affect your daily life going forward. That's where we leave it at. Thank you so much for making time for us on Takeover. Next week, same place, same time. I'm Brian Otieno. Stay techie and may tech live forever.